you already know what time it is. It is time for another off-season video. Taking a break from college football, talking about it because I feel like that's what I make every video on. I want to go over the NFL as we're coming up on July, you know, when most of the training camps start to happen. And I want to talk about my ranking list and what I believe all 32 quarterbacks stand as of now. It's a video I wanted to do, and I think honestly it's a perfect time to do it because, I mean, we're in the middle of the off-season. So yeah, with all that being said, let me just get a quick disclaimer out of the way. I am not a professional by all means. I'm probably going to have some ranks wrong. You're probably going to hear one rank and be like, how the hell did you do that? Remember, my opinion is my opinion at the end of the day. If you disagree with me, please let me know down below in the comments what you would have done instead. I would love to hear everybody's take on this. And all I do ask is if you are new here, please subscribe. It does help the channel grow and does help my name get out there more. So with all that being said, let's get into ranking all 32 NFL starting quarterbacks. Coming in at number 32, we have Anthony Richardson. Look, I can't make this one up. Like, this dude is ass. Like, the definition of having it all, and when I mean having it all, I mean this dude has talent some quarterbacks wish they could have, like fucking rocket-like speed. Besides that scream superstar, I mean, you name it, Anthony Richardson had it. As far as tools and everything, oh my god, he was the total package. And yet, he just doesn't know how to actually put any of this together. Nor can he read an actual defense. I mean, again, what do you expect from a guy who's played 17 games entirely since high school up until last season? Like, this motherfucker got benched for Joe Flacco out of all quarterbacks. You are indeed ass. And I'm sure the Colts are ready to move on, same said with the locker room, because I don't know how I'm supposed to believe a quarterback who tapped out mid-game is my leader if I'm one of the players there. And if his career wasn't over exactly at that moment, get ready for when he gets benched for Danny Dimes. Like, you know you are a sad player when your competition is Daniel Jones and it is super close. Like, I am confident Daniel Jones at some point this season is going to replace him. And at that point, I sure hope his tattoo artist can turn the NFL logo on his back into an XFL one. Like, watching Anthony Richardson play football is like watching a baby deer walk. You know, both are learning as they go, and for being a top 5 pick, let alone a first rounder, he is beyond horrible. Like, you can say what you want. I know there are people who defend him, which if you do, I don't know how you do it. To me, he just doesn't give me enough of a reason to put him over any other starting quarterback in this league. Like, Richardson was always someone who should have stayed in college a lot longer, should have learned the game a lot longer, and now he's about to be out of the league if he cannot get it right this season. He's on a very hot seat, and yeah, I can't really say I have any hope for him this season. So with all that said, I'm putting him 32nd. Alright, coming in at number 31, we have Tyler Show. Look, I don't know a damn thing about this guy, and I certainly am not a giant fan of this pick, which still feels like a massive reach in my eyes. And that he's really only getting the starting spot because of Derek-ass bum Carr retiring. Truthfully, I don't believe he was that great. I think there were much better quarterbacks in a less quarterback staff draft class last year. Honestly, a Dylan Gabriel might have served better. Like, the guy might have been alright, but there is nothing that says the Saints got an absolute skill or he's going to be the best out of this class. Like, I get the Saints might have been on a running gag of the night, which was passing on Sanders, but like, out of every other team that passed on him, for a team that needs a quarterback as bad as they do, you think they would have pulled the trigger. Like, I guarantee the draft room had to sound like this. Oh yeah, we don't want Sanders, he's ass, so you know what, let's go with the 7-year super senior held together by popsicle sticks and Elmer's glue. Oh yeah, that makes total sense. That's what I'm saying! I mean, then again, it would make sense. I mean, the Saints took him because they love the injury-prone guys. I mean, just look at half this damn roster. He'll fit right in easily. But seriously though, Show has had 3 season-ending injuries already in college. There is no way he remains healthy now that he's in the big leagues. Personally, I don't like the feelings of this one, and I certainly think he's a placeholder until some veteran comes along or they draft a quarterback higher in next year's stacked class. Like, I'm not saying the guy can't succeed, but a lot would have to go his way in order for that to happen, especially with him staying healthy. But even if he does stay healthy, it's more like, will the rest of this team? Gotta feel bad for Saints fans on this one because this upcoming season just spells disaster. Who knows though, Show might prove me wrong and might become the next Drew Brees. Spoiler, I doubt it. So taking into account the situation he's going into and with being unproven, I cannot put him any higher until proven otherwise. So as of now, I'm putting Tyler Show right at the 31st spot. Alright, coming in at number 30, we have Joe Flacco. The quarterback battle in Cleveland has been a pretty cool one to see, but there's nothing that says anyone is starting over Flacco unless they really want to take the shot with Sanders or they want to put Kenny Pickett out there. But my sources say Joe Flacco is going to come in week 1. And with that said, the way I look at it is Flacco's a proven veteran. Maybe not the best option, but he ain't the worst. But what I can guarantee is he's going to come in and he's going to move that ball down the field one way or another. Yes, he might throw a pick or two here and there, but he's consistent enough with his his reads and gets the ball exactly where it needs to be and still very capable of winning games. Which for the Browns, winning games is a goddamn miracle at this point. So I mean, this is exactly what you pay for with a veteran like Joe Flacco. Like, not much to say. Not the worst, not the best choice, but he's a choice where you just shrug your shoulders and say, fuck it, just enjoy the game. Because let's be honest, who doesn't enjoy watching Joe Flacco? It's like watching that one drunk uncle at every house party playing football with the kids. It's just peak entertainment. The Browns certainly ain't no damn Super Bowl team, but at least with Joe Flacco, they're a little more watchable than what they had last year. He gets number 30 for me. Alright, coming in at number 29, we have Cam Ward. Ward's unproven until he's not. Like, I mean, he's an unproven prospect. I can't rank him without really any experience on the field. I think his ceiling is very high, but until he's on the field, I can't say much. Number 29 for it now. Coming in at number 28, we have J.J. McCarthy. I like the feeling I'm getting from him. I like that he sat behind a good veteran like Darnold. I like that he got to learn on a winning roster, that he's definitely getting to know the people around there, the staff and everything. So I like the vibes. I think it's fair to say I gotta actually see him start to actually give him a proper rank. I like the chances. Plus, with Darnold away, he's giving Anakin Skywalker vibes, and that's pretty badass. I think that only means good things from here. So yeah, until McCarthy actually starts, I can't rank him just yet. So number 28 feels about right for me. Coming in at number 27, we have Michael Penix. Same with McCarthy, I gotta see more, but unlike McCarthy, he actually stepped on the field and he actually showed us what he's about. And so far, I'm gonna say I love what I've seen so far, and it's exactly what I expected. And given I was high on Penix as a prospect coming into the draft, so seeing him look promising for Atlanta's future is amazing to see. I just gotta see more of it. Like, I need a full season of Penix, or at least just a couple more games before I can really give him a proper rank. So after next season, I can definitely say I would rank him much higher, but for now, I'm gonna have to put him here at the 27th spot until proven otherwise. Alright, coming in at number 26, we have Justin Fields. Look, I don't want to be the one to rain on the Jets quarterback parade because it's the last thing these guys need. Like, I mean, after the last couple of quarterbacks, like after just the last failed attempts, you would honestly want someone finally to come into this system and do something. It's not going to be Fields. And I feel like it's a mixed reaction because there are fans who believe Fields is just an average quarterback who's going to do nothing. And then you have the ones who believe he's a franchise quarterback. I can't say I'm too confident in this one. Like, I don't think Fields is bad, but I don't think he's what they think he is. To me, he's between the lines of a serviceable backup. At Taysom Hill, you bring in the run a play or two, but a guy you do not leave in all game, to an above average starter topped because his traits. Like, I ain't saying he's not gonna win you games, but he ain't gonna win you games by a lot. Like, the guy is barely gonna squeeze by. Like, the average Fields game is going to look like 175 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 75 rushing yards, and 1 rushing touchdown. And it's gonna be like that every week most likely. He's gonna be decent. Why? He's got Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson has made every quarterback he's played with look pretty damn good, and it's such a damn shame this guy does not have a quarterback yet. All I can say is just don't expect Fields to make a playoff appearance or anything big like that. At most, the only expectation I have for this signing is he just gets them a better record than Rodgers did, but I don't think much is going to change here, and he's really just a placeholder until they're able to get their hands on the next guy. So for now, I'm going to place Fields number 26. I think he's still got a lot of questionable concerns, especially when it comes to reading defenses, and not a lot of pros that says he's the solution to the problem that is the New York Jets. So unless Fields proves me wrong, I'm exactly right to say what I have said. So for now, I'm going to put him number 26. Alright, coming in at number 25, we have Russell Wilson. I'd like to put him in the tiers of like the Rodgers to the Joe Flaccos to the Gino Smith. And I'm going to put him right in the middle, and I'm going to say he's a solid, reliable option who can come in your system, get the job done, but just do not expect as far as much as playoffs. I can't say he'll get you there, but I can definitely say he's a much better upgrade than Danny No Dimes or Drew Lock. So Giants football should look much better than at 3-14 this season. At best, I could say under Wilson's leadership, you're going to get 8 ugly fashion wins. So to keep things short, as much as I would have preferred seeing Jameis Winston given the memes that would follow with him as a starter over Wilson's corny ass, I'm going to say he's a better option. And he's definitely going to help this young team, especially mentoring Jackson Dart, who is really the future of this team when you look at it. So I'm going to put Russ here at number 25. I don't think he's bad, but there's definitely a lot of other quarterbacks I'd still take over him if I had the choice. And coming at number 24, we have Drake May. I think he was fantastic. Clearly, he shows he's still learning, but has also shown plenty of signs that he could be the future superstar the Patriots have been waiting for at the quarterback position. You'll probably notice besides 2 guys from last year's draft that I'm not putting any of the one-year starters high, especially ones like May who are in a team that is clearly in the process of a rebuild and not a system like the Broncos, for example, that was much more complete of a team who was really just missing a star quarterback. But for what May has been given, he's done very well with and has shown flashes, so I cannot wait until they surround him with even a more high high-level talent. Notably signing Stephon Diggs in free agency, which gives him a star veteran receiver who can easily help elevate his game. Drafting the best tackle in this year's draft to help give him a line, which you'll see was a large struggle last year. And getting him a stud running back in Travion Henderson, who should help the struggling. My point is, this team is clearly still working on itself, and they clearly have a lot of issues to fix, and they are doing everything they can to build around Drake May. The year 2 should be pretty interesting to see how this goes, and to see really how long it takes for him to hit his ceiling. For now, I'm going to put Drake May number 24. Alright, coming in at number 23, we have Caleb Williams. Gonna keep this one short. If you saw my grading in the 2024 draft 1 year later video, you know my thoughts on Caleb exactly. So to sum this up, was he overrated? Slightly. I was a Jaden Daniels should go first guy. But can you say the Bears season was entirely his fault? No, not at all. Like, the entire front office was on fire last year. I mean, you had a fucking idiot for a head coach, and he was switching between coordinators, it felt like every other week. Like, the guy had his struggles, do not get me wrong. He was consistent a good amount of times and made very questionable plays, but he was solid. I feel like also it comes in from the rapid success from like the other draft prospects that went lower than him, like Daniels and Nix. It's like when you weigh all that stuff around Caleb, it does make his season look more bad than it really was. But from another point of view, he did things no other Bears quarterback has done, or any other first overall selection. So with the bad, you gotta see the good and see the flashes of brilliance he presented. I think next year truly will be the perfect test for Caleb now that he's got a much better O-line, head coach, new weapons that they added from the draft, notably Colston Loveland and Luther Burden. I think he's got it all set up, and it's all just relying on him now. I mean, yes, it's nice to have a CJ Strad, a Jaden Daniels, you know, those type of picks that could turn their franchise around in a damn year, basically. But with guys like Caleb, you just gotta trust the process. It's going to work eventually. Alright, coming in at number 22, we have Bryce Young. First things first, Roll Tide. And man, watching Young has been one weird-ass roller coaster of feelings. Because it's like last year, if you were a Panthers fan between weeks 1 and 4, you wanted Young gone as much as the next guy. And I'll even admit, I made a terrible rage bait video on it for views and how it's over for his career. But at the rate he was starting, especially from the New Orleans game, it seemed pretty true. And if you were still a Panthers fan once Bryce got unbenched after the car crash to Andy Dalton, you'd think he's one of the best upcoming in the league. So trust me, it's been a wild ride, and I'm glad he's proven himself enough to keep the job and win over the franchise back. Some of his career so far, you can attach a statement, third time's the charm, and by that I mean his third season should be his best. He showed flashes in his first season, and then in his second, he seemed to finally adjust to the league, and now he looks like he's a lot more comfortable. And now he's going into his third season with a much better offense. He should easily pop off. If he could start the season the same way he ended it, and that's on a bang, Bryce is going to be a problem for a lot of defenses to face. And as a Chiefs fan myself, the man worried me in our matchup. Like, I genuinely thought they were going to pull the upset. It was a damn nail-biter until the end. And same thing with the Eagles matchup. You know, if Leggett doesn't drop the pass, they more or less likely pull the upset there. The Young has shown he could turn shit up. Like, he went from 0 to 100 off the bench and has proven he's got what it takes to lead this franchise after all. I mean, in a division that could really be anybody's, don't be shocked if Panthers are the ones on top at the end. Young looks good, and I'm excited to see how next year's going to go. I'm going to put him 22 for now. I think this rank's going to change like crazy next season, but I got to see him do what he did in the end for an entire season first. Alright, coming in at number 21, we have Gino Smith. One of the better veteran options the team can ask for, and for Vegas, honestly, it's exactly what they need. And while O'Connell didn't look that bad, I mean, I'll give the guy his credit. If this team was really going to contend in the next couple of years, they needed a quarterback who can come in and elevate this already loaded offense, and that's where Gino slides in. And having him under Pete Carroll with the new offensive coordinator Chip Kelly, he is coming to ball out. Like having Brock Bowers, who's already looking to be one of the best tight ends in the league. Jacoby Myers is looking to be solid, and notably the addition of the best running back draft prospect in recent years, Ashton Genty. So yeah, the Raiders are gonna cook. I mean, if the O-line can just hold up for Gino, they're going to be fine. My take with Gino is he's only able to perform as well as the team around him. And I know that sounds like a boneheaded take because you could say that just about any other quarterback, but it's like he's not a player that could take the worst team to the top and needs actual good pieces around him like he had in Seattle, which Vegas seemed to check off all the boxes he needs to thrive behind this offense. I'm going to slap Gino here at the number 21 spot. And coming in at number 20, we have Geno Smith's replacement. Now, let's be real. If I told you at the start of last season, Darnold will be paid top dollar to actually start somewhere, you would call me fucking crazy. But here we are going into 2025, and Darnold is viewed as one of the top options. Which, I mean, rightfully so. Dude had a killer bounce back in his career, and if you cannot admit that, you might just be a hater at this point. I mean, as someone who doesn't view too much about Darnold, I will give credit where it's due. The guy broke expectations. Like, you know, going into the Vikings last season, nobody expected him to deliver a spot in the playoffs, this unexpected record, nobody expected it. Like, he completely pulled a full 180 on his career, and it's a great thing to see. Shit, maybe the new strategy might just be taking old Jets quarterbacks, because it seems wherever they go that's not New York, they seem to be the next greatest thing since sliced bread. And it was obvious once the Vikings season was over, no matter how good Darnold played, he ain't starting over McCarthy. So, I mean, it was obvious they were going to kick him to the curb. And that's where Seattle comes in exactly, to replace the old with the new. And while I don't think him and Gino are going to be giant differences in the system, with the biggest difference being mainly the age, given Darnold's not even 29 yet, whereas Gino's 34. So, I mean, if both players play essentially the same role, and that's being damn good pocket passers, which, while they have issues, Gino's was turning the ball over, making dumb decisions, Darnold does the same shit. I mean, if both of them are good enough to get the job done, it's a good signing. I kind of hated they traded DK. I thought DK would have been a giant help to Darnold. But, Cooper Kupp is not bad. Him and Jason should serve Darnold well, like to what he had in Minnesota. Truthfully, though, my biggest gripe with the signing would have to be not with Darnold, but with the team, and that's the O-line, because this O-line is fucking horrendous at times. Like, if you saw Gino Smith last year, you know damn well the guy did not have a lot of time in the backfield. Like, before you know it, you blink and bam, the pockets collapse. My only concern is, well, now that you're replacing Gino with Sam Darnold, if this O-line can't do him any favors, I can't say I see this working out well. Like, we know what happens when Sam Darnold faces pressure, but if this O-line can hold itself well, and if they can just do its job, Seattle's gonna be just fine. I liked what I saw from Darnold, and I think he has what it takes to help this offense, similar to what Gino Smith did with it. I think maybe at best a playoff appearance, but I don't expect anything large. I don't think he's the elevator they need. I think they have plans for Jalen Milroe maybe in the future, but as of right now, I think Darnold's just a bridge quarterback who's gonna just come in and just do enough to put this team in winning situations. So for right now, I'm gonna put Sam Darnold right at number 20. Alright, coming in at number 19, we have Trevor Lawrence, the prince who was never promised, the prince who never hit his damn potential. Look, I ain't the biggest Lawrence guy in the room. Like, I called him a generation fail maybe a year back, and I'll admit, I was definitely a bit harsh. The guy had one down season. But when you throw him for nearly 4,000 yards every other season before that, I don't think it's enough for you to say throw the guy overboard just yet. Like, if I were the Jaguars, I would ask myself this: has he lived up to the potential? Absolutely not. But has he shown enough flashes that says he can get the job done? Absolutely. And let's be real, this Jaguars team has not done the guy any favors either. But I'm going to say this season, though, this offense looks fucking loaded. And adding Travis Hunter just makes it an offense that I imagine will not have trouble scoring. And again, while I don't think too high of him as a quarterback, I mean, the talent's still there and it's undeniable, and he's got all this talent standing in front of him, and Brian Thomas Jr. as well. Like, I think throwing any quarterback behind this team is going to go crazy, but Trevor Lawrence, who's shown he could do well with good weapons, he's gonna be fine. I think as long as he can work on his turnover issues, he'll probably have another 4,000 passing yard season. I mean, he's coming back fully healthy. That's something to look forward to, and I'm also gonna give him benefit of the doubt and say he's gonna make a complete bounce back. And truthfully, he might even honestly give the AFC South a run for their money. So I'm going to say Lawrence comes back, and I'm going to say he has one of the best seasons of his career yet. Number 19. Alright, coming in at number 18, we have Kyler Murray. One of the trickiest quarterbacks to rank, and I tell you this because Kyler, man, it's like talent alone, this dude can do it all. Like, he's got speed that can kill most defenses, an arm that can just make just about damn near any throw. But the part that gets me is apply the smallest amount of pressure on him, and none of that talent matters. For as easy as he can be elite on the field, he can just as easily be average. Like, there are games where it looks like this offense and Kyler looks scary. Like, they look like they're gonna make a deep run this year. And then you get games where, like, what the hell is Kyler doing? And he'll make just about every mistake you can imagine. And yes, you could say the Cardinals don't do the guy any favors as far as the lack of talent or his O-line, which is what I hear a lot about, and which I can agree with you there. I can definitely say this team is not the most talented, but at some cases, you have to just see Kyler does not help his case either. Like, if I had to sum up Kyler as of now without going on an hour type rant, I mean, I probably have a video going over this. I think I do. He's an elite college quarterback who's became nothing more than an average NFL quarterback at best, who's shown flashes, but it's been 7 years, 7 long years with nothing to show for it. I think he falls into the Dak Prescott Tua territory of bridge quarterbacks, where it's like they're great in the regular season, or at least when Kyler's healthy, but he's never going to be a player that can put this team on his back and make a deep run, or at least show up in the biggest moments. I'm still putting him up higher because I think he's a talented player. Like, he's a very talented guy. I think his rushing ability is one a lot of quarterbacks would kill to have. And yes, I would still take him over a bunch of other quarterbacks, but then there's other quarterbacks I would take over him just because they showcase a better ability to win. I think, though, if you do take take him out of his offense and plug and play him somewhere like, I don't know, Vegas or Pittsburgh, I think they go crazy and the narrative would be different. But as of right now, for what I've seen him do with the Cardinals, I'm going to have to rank him at number 18. Coming in at number 17, we have what looks to be the last ride of Aaron Rodgers, which I'm going to say sucks to see him retire, but on the other hand, thank God, because this dude is such an attention-seeking whore. It's like he'll take 4 to fucking 5 months to make a damn decision on where he's going to play football next. He was saying, no, I'm not going to Pittsburgh. No, I'm staying in New York. No, I want to do this. And then he just does it anyways. Like, I'm just saying, this guy takes so damn long to make an announcement just to draw out the attention. But anyways, now we see him taking his talents over to Pittsburgh, or in this case, he becomes Pittsburgh's problem. Because, I mean, you can't blame the front office when they were on fire at the thought of, wait, who's our starting quarterback? And someone goes, Mason Rudolph. The fuck? Like, I mean, at worst, it's not the worst option, and I'll definitely say it's better than what they had originally, and it probably is the best option since Big Ben. I think it's a win-win in both case scenarios. You know, Rodgers gets to continue to play football, damaging his reputation following the Brett Favre route, and the Steelers will somehow get another winning season under Mike Tomlin, losing the wild card. Why? Because it is Pittsburgh. Personally, he's going to make this team fun to watch. I mean, for the good or for the bad, this team is going to be fun to watch. I really wish they kept Pickens though, because him and DK would have been so damn cool to see on this offense. Anyways though, I do think it's going to work out better than some say, and for those new, I ain't a giant fan of Rodgers. Personally, I think he's a cancer to any team he goes to, depending on how much they get along. But I would be lying to you if I did say he ain't coming to ball out. Like, I can easily put him out there with this offense, or fucking just any good offense, and he's going to go out there and give me 4,000 yards like it's nothing. I think for as quick as it can go well, it can easily go wrong. I mean, it's not the world's best advice to pair a stubborn-ass quarterback with a stubborn-ass head coach. So this should be pretty interesting to see. If I had to rank Rodgers personally, I'm going to put him number 17. I think he is better than some options still to this day. But I also think there's plenty of other options I would rather take at the moment, or at least who are better, that aren't 41 or 1 injury away from the retirement home. I think this is going to be a great season. I mean, if this is his final season, you know damn well his ego will not let him go out on a flop. Rodgers is coming to Pittsburgh, and he is going to go out on a bang. I'm putting him number 17. And coming in at number 16, we have Tua turn the ball over. Holy shit, this one is a very interesting rank. Because I'm not going to say it should be a lot higher, but it should be. But at the same time, it feels like this is just about right. This isn't even about talent. This is more just about the fact that this son of a bitch cannot stay healthy. I mean, hell, he probably just tore something thinking about this. Like, if I was the front office, I'd be watching every game on the edge of my seat, clenching pearls with how easy he can get injured. And it's unfortunate that that's the truth. Because I'd like to, you know, roll Tide, my favorite Bama quarterback. But I think even the most common fan will tell you, Tua's kind of cooked medically with how many concussions he's already suffered. And God forbid he gets another one. Who really knows what's next? The man might forget his damn ABCs. The best statement I like to go by is the best ability is availability. And when Tua's healthy, we know how good this offense can be. But when your franchise quarterback can't deliver on that statement right there, and like I said, is one large hit away from retiring, is he really a franchise quarterback? Or ask yourself, will you ever really win anything with a quarterback like that? A lot of questions with Tua you can ask, which is why I have him about right here. Being too injury prone and having limitations is exactly why I want to choose him over a lot of other guys in this league. And personally, wouldn't be shocked if Miami finally pulls a trigger on a reset. Like it's been proven, Miami doesn't need some all-pro elite quarterback. They just need an above-average player who can show up every week and be relied on. Whereas Tua just can't be that guy. And you could say I'm being a hater, but if my team is built around one guy and that one guy goes out week 4 and then my season is instantly over, that's not a quarterback I would want to build around. And I know you can say that about a lot of other teams. Oh, when their top player goes out, obviously you're gonna lose. And yes, you could say that, but for the Dolphins, it's more common than those other teams. And that said, those other teams still have better coaches than Mike McDaniels, who's more worried about being the cool coach instead of an effective one. I think that guy's an idiot. They should have never paid him, honestly. That bag was very, very large for a player like Tua, because the guy's made of tissue paper and finds a way to get hurt every single week. Like, I mean, he can't even slide properly. I just have to put Tua at the 16th spot respectfully. But like, fully healthy, totally different discussion that we have. But besides 1 year where he's actually made it through healthy, I'm led to believe he's just going to get hurt again, and that sucks to say. Until Tua can prove me wrong by actually staying healthy for yet another season, I'm gonna have to put him right here at number 16. And coming in at number 15, we got Bo Knows Ball Bo Nix. One of the funnest quarterbacks to watch last season was another one that took the NFL world by storm. Let's keep it a buck. Nobody expected him to pop off that quick. I mean, I was one who believed he'd be great, but I didn't think he would do it this fast. I thought he would take 2 to 3 years to adjust and then he'd become great. I mean, he took a team with one great weapon in a non-existent run game to their first playoff appearance since 2015. He's special, alright. And while I would like to put him higher as of now because of what I believe he's going to do next season with these weapons they've added, I gotta see it first. I mean, first year was beyond amazing and broke all expectations. I just gotta see him do it again, you know, because the sophomore slump does exist. And I think that's fair to say because everyone higher on this list above him has done what he has with more experience, so one more season of consistent play, he'll be higher than this easily. But for now, I gotta put Bo Nix right at number 15. And now, coming in at number 14, we have Dak Prescott. One of the most hated quarterbacks I've ever seen, and it's a damn shame too because this man does not get his flowers. And yes, he sucks in the playoffs. We all know this, for everybody screaming at the top of their lungs anytime he's mentioned. But out of like all the B-grade quarterbacks who are nothing more than like the regular season merchants and disappointing playoff players, he's at the top of that list. Because I'll be damned if I say Prescott is not an impressive quarterback who could put up MVP-like numbers. Like if he was anywhere else that wasn't ran by this crooked son of a bitch Jerry Jones who refuses to pay or sign any actual talent, I'd like to think that team would make a run or get pretty damn close. Like, I get the hate, but you're willing to tell me some teams will not kill for a starting quarterback like Prescott? Like, it's obvious he ain't winning a trophy, but with him healthy, which he has been for 2/3 of his career, your chances of being in the playoffs are pretty damn high. Like, put this man behind Vegas or Indianapolis, that offense will go the distance. Like, if I asked you to choose between two pills like we're in the damn Matrix, with one of them being 95% chance to make the playoffs, but lose in disappointing fashion, or the second pill being never make the playoffs, you're definitely going to say the first option. So that's Dak Prescott summed up in a nutshell. He ain't elite like the contract says, but he's good enough to make you believe your team has a chance with him behind it. I'm putting Dak right at number 14. Alright, coming in at number 13, we have Jordan Love. Despite the down season, considering he was hurt for most of it, we know what Love looks like when he's 100%. Hell, Buddy almost took the Packers to the NFC Championship that year. So I'm gonna say he could be that guy when healthy. I mean, for what he's done, without ever having a true wide receiver one, has been nothing but impressive. And I'm glad the Packers finally caved in and drafted one of the top prospects in Matthew Golden, who was my wide receiver one going into the draft. So without injuries and a much better offense than the last, I got no doubt he's gonna resort back to how he looked in 23. I'm gonna put Jordan Love right at number 13. And coming in at number 12, we have CJ Stroud. Man, I really got to make these summaries much shorter. You know, I'm dragging out the video. So to keep it short for Stroud, he's a very talented pocket passer playing behind traffic cones that can't block for shit with medical patience for receivers. How's that? Am I in the ballpark with that one? I mean, it's the best way to sum up this team. Collins can't stay healthy. When he does, he's good. Diggs got hurt. Prayers up for Tank Dell, but I don't think he's touching the field ever again. And they continue to refuse to address the O-line issues, especially during the offseason. Like, did you not see their draft? So I feel like there's more to blame for his down season rather than just him, and yet even then he has still made it to the divisional round back-to-back years. Same thing said of winning division titles. This takes one damn good quarterback to do considering the Texans situation. And I really hope it gets better because I'm confident he's a quarterback who can take you all the way just like Jordan Love. Nearly similar, you just gotta get the man some help because damn. For now, I'm putting CJ Stroud number 12. Alright, and coming in at number 11, we have Brock Purdy. Another overhated choice, which I find strange because people will critique the guy for just damn near existing. I mean, they critique the guy for being good on a loaded team and say, oh, he's only good because the Avengers around him. Wasn't he just Mr. Irrelevant? Like, what the fuck? Like, since when can he magically choose where he wants to go? You can't blame Brock on where he landed or taking advantage of the situation and becoming an absolute stud sense. That or it's him getting called a system quarterback like it's a slur when in reality it's what every team would like. Like, obviously, you want a quarterback who fits perfectly with the system put together and can carry it successfully. And as seen with his back-to-back conference championship appearances, or almost winning a Super Bowl, he's exactly what they've been looking for. Someone who can execute this offense brilliantly. On top of that, it's a run-first system. I feel like people forgot that part too. So, like, the Niners don't need an elite playmaker like a Josh Allen or Lamar to make it work, but rather someone who can progress through reads at a top level and make big plays when it matters. And with all that said, stats as well, like his passer rating, it just shows me Purdy's pretty damn good at what he does and always does exactly what is asking him to put his team in a winning spot. And for that, I gotta put Brock right at number 11. Alright, coming in at number 10, we have Justin Herbert. This one kind of hurts to do because, like, I think Herbert is so easy, one of the most talented quarterbacks right now. It's just I'm starting to lose hope as far as he could be that quarterback. You know, a quarterback that's capable of taking his team on a deep run. Like, after the 2021 season, dude threw for like 5,000 yards. You would think he's already done something right, at least as far as a run. No, the guy is 0-2 with ugly fashion losses. And I know, of course, the team effort, but even then, he had poor piss performances in all these games. Now the narrative being surrounded with him is he needs damn near everything perfect for him to actually do something besides being an elite regular season quarterback. I will say though, under Harbaugh, the guy looks to be a dime, and if the wide receiver core looks a little bit better next year with Trey Harris, I'm expecting around the same success next year stat-wise. It's just, damn Herbert, like, can you just win a playoff game, please? It's like the narrative would change. He should be a lot higher, but it's because he can't do this part. I cannot just put him any higher. Like, I don't view playoff success as everything. Do not get me wrong. I view it mixed in with talent. That's why I still got him over somebody like Pury. But it's like, it still is pretty important when you have younger quarterbacks like Daniels or Strad to come in year one, do more than you have, or have guys from your same class like Hertz who went way lower with a Super Bowl win and already 2 appearances. It's like you gotta do something. You could throw the prettiest ball in the world like the Herbert praisers will say, but like, what part of that matters when you can't win when it matters? I'm gonna rank him number 10 because it's not too low, but it's not too high. I still think he's a very talented player. I also take him over a lot of other quarterbacks. It's just I don't think he's top 5 like previously. I will say though, Harbaugh looks to be putting them in the right direction. I like how the season looked 1 year under his coaching. Hopefully they can surround Herbert with the top talent he's yet to play with, and then maybe he'll start proving everyone wrong once again. But as of now, I gotta stick him right at number 10. Alright, coming in at number 9, we got Baker Mayfield. Let's see, has made playoff appearances back-to-back years as the Bucs starter, check. Has won his division twice while throwing for 4,000 yards consecutively, check. So it's kind of safe to say Baker's got that dog in him, and it is finally showing that the Browns are fucking mental to throw him out for nothing. In Tampa though, he's like Dak Prescott, except at least he could win a playoff game. I mean, with him, this team is better than without, and your chances at making the playoffs are higher than usual, but unlike Prescott, Mayfield doesn't have the erectile dysfunction that is losing the ability to perform in the playoffs, because he's a quarterback who I wouldn't be shocked if he somehow ended up in the NFC Championship or Super Bowl someday. And with Evans still kicking it, Godwin coming back healthy, Bucky Irving on the rise, and the arrival of Emeka Ibuka, this offense is going to go nuclear next season. If Mayfield could just work on maybe not turning the ball over at the worst time possible, they're gonna run the NFC in no time. I mean, he's already beaten some of the best defense like they owe him damn lunch money, so give me Baker Mayfield at number 9. Alright, coming in at number 8, we have Jared Goff, Dak Prescott premium, the wider Dak Prescott with access to actually winning playoff games. If I ran a system that was stacked like crazy and just needed a game manager who does exactly what I tell him and delivers at a high level, I'm going Jared Goff. Like, every year, he's putting on a masterclass after masterclass and should have another Super Bowl appearance to show for it if it wasn't for the Niners game. And yes, last year was not his ideal performance either, but I can guarantee as long as the talent continues to rise in Detroit and continue to help Goff play the way he does, that window remains open and the chances are endless. Because the guy's a one hell of a competitor with the right roster. I mean, have you seen the Bills game where it's like Josh is running up the scoreboard and he's like, alright, bet, I can do that too, and throws up 21 and a quarter. And even games where he'll throw like 2 picks, or in this case 5, like against the Texans, he'll bounce back like it didn't happen. Will it do exactly enough to get the win still? My only complaint with Goff, which I feel a lot of people are going to point out, is he's really as good as the team is around him. I think for as great as he is, it's just a team that's even better. I mean, one of the best running back duos, elite receiving core, O-line that a lot of quarterbacks would kill for, and a defense that's a nightmare to face when healthy. And nothing wrong with that, of course. I mean, it is still a good formula for winning. It's just that they do want a Super Bowl appearance under Goff. You cannot have him playing the most important games where he looks like the exact reason why he got traded from the Rams. Like, I like to think if the Lions still at Stafford at the moment with this roster, like, there's no doubt they win a Super Bowl because of the way he can elevate an offense. And in Goff's case, he's exactly the opposite and needs the team to elevate him for his best performances. You know, it's like they complement each other perfectly. Like, you know, you can't imagine one without the other. And I hope they finally do click within like the next 2 years or so before we begin to have the conversations on if Goff can actually get the job done, or do they need an actual elevator like what the Rams realized before the Detroit trade. And with Ben Johnson departing, who knows how this offense is going to look, but based off the last couple of seasons and when it comes to your grade A quarterbacks, Goff's at the top for a reason. I'm led to believe he's going to lead the Lions to another great season. I'm going to put Goff right at the number 8 spot. Coming in at number 7, we have Jaden Daniels. Look, there is no words I can put together to describe Jaden Daniels other than the term generational. And I know we use that word a lot like a passed around prostitute, but I mean, he is the pure definition of him. I mean, taking a system that was one of the worst teams the year prior, to 1 win away from the Super Bowl is beyond greatness, and it's not that the roster is even that good. They are average. It's just Daniels. I mean, Daniels took this average team, slapped himself on it, and said, we are now contenders. I mean, they actually had you believing, holy shit, we might see the Commanders in the Super Bowl. And now they're going to be favorites for God knows how long. It's just Daniels is just that good. I mean, for 1 year, he's probably already got more playoff wins than your favorite quarterback. He saw CJ Stroud set the standard for new rookies coming in and said, nah, I'm gonna do you one better and kick the bar up a whole damn notch. And unlike the Texans with Strad, the Commanders are doing everything in their power to surround Jaden with the talent he needs. Because I'm pretty sure they're aware, holy, we got something special here. And while I would rank him much higher than number 7, I think 7 is the perfect number. Because after this, we're getting into guys who's done it longer consistently, has nearly the same amount of accomplishments or even more. Plus, I gotta see him do it again. I got to see his second year. Because knock on wood, I don't think it's going to happen, but sophomore slumps exist for a reason. You know, it's not a term that's thrown around lightly. It happens. I mean, it can happen to anybody. So for as good as he is, we gotta calm down here a bit. And honestly, we just gotta see it be done again. If he can look anything like he did last year, you gotta start putting him in top 5 talk. I know I'm going to, but for now, I'm gonna put Jaden Daniels right at the number 7 spot. Alright, coming in at number 6, we have one of my favorites of all time, one of the greatest pocket passers who doesn't get enough respect, and that's Matthew Stafford. And while he's up there in age, Stafford still got that dog in him, do not get me wrong. I mean, this guy come out there any week and outperform your favorite quarterback like it's nothing, and as shown time and time again, you could never doubt this team with him behind it. Like, no lie, I thought he was genuinely gonna clutch up and actually pull the rug from under the Eagles and steal the win. I thought we were about to see the Rams make another conference championship with the chance of going to the Super Bowl. Like, his wife might be a cheater, but he's a goddamn winner and carries this offense beautifully. And would carry most offenses, I'm going to just say it. I mean, I would start Stafford over a lot of guys. I know it looks like he's got it made in LA, but drop him off in a team like Miami, Dallas, Pittsburgh, you name it, I probably would take it. I want to keep this one short because I could talk about Stafford for hours, but Stafford is one of my greats for a reason. I mean, the guy's accuracy and clutch factor are unmatched. They do not lie. He's a quarterback who I would want in the fourth quarter in a lot of cases, and is a reason a lot of younger quarterbacks look up to him because he's just that guy. Like, there's truly nobody like him, and with the addition of Devontae Adams this year along with Puka, I can confidently say do not count the Rams out. I'm putting Stafford number 6. And now, coming in at number 5, we have Jaylen Herz. You know, you'd think for a Chiefs fan, I'd be pretty pissed about the loss deal, but honestly, I'm glad in a way because us losing gave somebody else the growth they needed. A narrative that now it finally pushed them over and Jalen's finally getting the respect he deserves. Like, it's different if you go to 2 Super Bowls and lose 2 versus 1 loss and a blowout victory doing something teams have struggled to do. And that's beat the final boss. Hurts did that. And people jump to say it's the team and not him that did this. I mean, you can't have an orchestra without the maestro. He does what is needed at an elite level and executes the offense perfectly. Yes, Saquon was a large help, but I mean, it really only works the way it does because Hurts' ability to run it as well. You game plan for Barkley, but forget there's another player in the backfield who could do just about the same amount of damage and easily take it down the field himself. And when he isn't running, he might not make every throw, but I'm telling you this, the most important passes he does are the ones he makes. He might not take a lot of shots, but the ones he does are the most critical, and as seen by results are the ones most needed to win. He's been a quarterback who's done nothing but improve year after year and present a value that's immeasurable to this team. Because for as talented as they are, I can't say they would get the same results without Jaylen. Like, the leadership and maturity he showcased and the mentality just to continue getting better and that it's never over is a player you just gotta root for. And again, for those that say, well, he's not elite, he's not top 5, he doesn't throw 40 touchdowns a season, I don't think any of that matters when he's doing something most of the elites can't or haven't yet, and that's holding a conference championship and a trophy at the end of the year. Say what you want, but he wins when it matters the most and can put a team on his back if needed. That's a damn good quarterback. I'm going to put Jaylen Herz number 5. And coming in at number 4, we have Lamar Jackson. A few quarterbacks I could say that are the definition of elite, and I mean elite just upon looking at their game. And really, like, Lamar is the system. Like, let's face facts. This offense would blow with just about any other quarterback that's not Lamar. Defense is great, but this offense would not move the way it does without Lamar's dual threat abilities, which is perhaps one of the best dual threats this game has ever seen. Like, this offense, not accounting Lamar, is average to great on a regular basis, mainly because he still have Derrick Henry, who's another elite factor, but Jackson just takes this team to a whole different level. I mean, he's never had a clear wide receiver 1. I think everyone can acknowledge that. It's been a bunch of wide receiver 2 to swap plays and catch balls from Lamar equally. But the guy's never been given his Tyreek Hill or his version of a Stephon Diggs or a Jamar Chase level of receiver. I mean, you can argue Mark Andrews, but we ain't talking tight ends. So that's why I cut him as much slack as I do. I mean, for what he's given, he plays like an MVP with it every season. While his playoff record isn't exactly what a lot of people would like, I think he's in the same boat as Allen, where it's like he's had a lot of shortcomings, and if some plays that failed actually went his way, the narrative would be so much different. He's shown he could take a team, though, as far as the AFC Championship, so I wouldn't say it's not like he can't get there. It's just the AFC is so damn talented when your playoff opponent is either one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Patrick Mahomes, or you're facing Superman Josh Allen, who can do everything himself and make your life living hell. Or 3, you're facing Joe Burrow and his electric offense that can put 50 on your head like it's nothing. That said, it's going to be a tough job because these guys are just as hungry as Lamar, and it's only going to get harder with guys like Bo Nix on the rise. AFC is tough, man. I think anybody can admit that. I mean, if this team was in the NFC, they'd be going back to back every year. But for what he does in the NFC, I can definitely say there's no quarterback like him. Like, there's guys who try to be like Lamar, but Lamar's a one of one, and I'm hoping at some point in his career he can finally add a ring to cement his legacy even further. For now, I'm going to put Lamar number 4. He's elite, but I think the other 3 have done more and do it more consistently when it matters. Coming in at number 3, we have Joe Burrow. Somebody who should have been large in MVP talks last season had to be Burrow. I mean, you had Allen, you had Jackson, but it's like, it's such a damn shame Burrow's not even considered. Like, he plays for a team that can't put talent where it actually matters, and that's on some damn defense. Like, I kid you not, Burrow was averaging 40 a game to a point. It wasn't to blow out teams like some cruel dick. It's just because he had to. Like, this defense would match what he put up. I'd be like, oh wow, Burrow just scored a touchdown. You have a touchdown. Oh wait, we scored again? Well, I can't have you fall behind. Here's another touchdown. Like, I get it's generous for Cincinnati to have a charity that allows their defense to be ran by volunteer firefighters who have nothing better to do, but pay your talent. He's a quarterback who has shown he could take it to the biggest game of them all, and has shown he could be the kryptonite to Mahomes' Superman. Like, I'm telling you this as a Chiefs fan. Y'all have a quarterback that can beat us. And just beat damn near about anybody else. He beat Allen. He's beaten Jackson. I mean, he's shown he can do it, and he can get very close. Like, this offense is a Super Bowl offense. Maybe not the line, but the weapons can do the job. It's just this defense looks like it's a part of a 60 overall defensive Madden challenge, and it's like, oh, can I win with a 99 overall offense and a 60 overall defense? Like, this is fucking crazy. Like, I would take more time on this section to talk about Burrow, but what I gotta say is something everybody knows, and they know what he's about. But unlike an Allen or a Lamar, the guy isn't given the opportunity to showcase that because his goofy ass defense overshadows any success he could find. And he'll call it a hot take, but he's not winning a ring as long as they refuse to bring in talent or pay what's good about this defense. Like, defense wins championships, we get that. But having a championship winning defense paired with an elite quarterback like Joe Burrow is an even better recipe for success. And yet, Cincinnati is just going to continue to fuck this up. And it sucks, but it's like, what can you really do other than watch Burrow's prime being wasted because a dumbass organization, no offense to their fans, but I'm pretty sure they agree, cannot surround him with what he needs. I'm holding up a water bottle, but here's to the next 2 to 3 years, or as long as Mike Brown's still alive, of watching Joe Burrow put up 50 touchdown seasons that feels like just to somehow fall short of a playoff appearance because his defense couldn't stop a cold. But to answer your question, yes, Burrow is elite and he is top 3 for me. And coming in at number 2, we have Josh Allen. Here we have a quarterback who should easily be number 1. I mean, everything he does for your team. He's a one-man domination machine. Like, when you want to build a quarterback and gotta think of the perfect traits, just say Josh Allen. Arm power that's equivalent to a punt. He's a wrecking ball on run that will even hurdle your defense's best linebacker. Not to mention, perfect size and everything. It's just for everything he does, it's never enough. Allen's biggest challenge is always, and I mean always, going to be Mahomes. The Vegeta to Mahomes is Goku. Like, everything he does is just to play number 2 behind number 1. And when I say Josh should be the best, I'm saying is as a Chiefs fan, he should be. Without Mahomes in the league, he should be that guy. Like, I mean, you really don't get how much that narrative changes and how many rings this man might have on his finger. Hell, we might be talking about him the same way you do Mahomes, and Buffalo wouldn't be viewed as chokers. Now, I might be getting ahead of myself there because I know it's a team contribution. He hasn't had exactly quite the best roster, but he's shown he's a player who doesn't need to be surrounded with talent to get the job done, which is why I would say he's number 1, because you can plug him somewhere and it works like a puzzle piece. It's just when the hill standing between him and the number 1 spot is Patrick Mahomes, that's a large hill to overcome until you finally do it. I think he's gonna have plenty of chances down the line to do it again, but as of now, it has yet to be done, and he's got no AFC championship that says he could do it repeatedly. So until the hill is overcame, I'm gonna have to put him at number 2 respectfully. And coming in at number 1, we have no one other than Patrick Mahomes, my boy. Call it biased, but I'm trying to do this as unbiased as possible, and even when I was considering on who should go above him, I don't think there is a quarterback you can put above him. I mean, to be the best, you have to beat the best. That line stands strong on these rankings, because while he doesn't put up stats like Allen, Burrow, or Jackson, he hits in the most important category, and that's winning. Nobody wins like Mahomes. The accomplishments don't lie. He doesn't have the best wide receiver core. Kelsey's washed. We don't have the strongest run game, but we have a quarterback who could take what he's given and put the ball where it needs to be or do what he needs to win. Whether it's him chewing clock, making a big run that's much needed, or playing it smart, or even if you need a last-minute drive, this is the guy you want. He's going to get you there. He does what is required, and he knows it better than anybody else. I mean, 7 consecutive AFC Championship appearances, 5 Super Bowl appearances, 3 rings, one of the only few quarterbacks to ever go back-to-back. Nobody is on his level. I don't care how many MVPs this one guy has, or I don't care if this guy put up 4,000 yards. Nobody can do it like him. I mean, you could say defense and O-line played a huge part getting us to where we do, which it is true. I'm gonna say it. We got a good O-line. We got a really good defense. But even the hitters gotta admit, with no Mahomes, this offense does not produce the same results. And it certainly sure as hell does not get a record similar to it. Yes, his stats don't look like how he did a few years back, but when you're holding up trophy after trophy, shit like that kind of doesn't matter. And until he stops making deep playoff runs and doing things no other quarterback can, I can't say there's anybody I would rather have. He's the quarterback everybody wants to be, but everyone cannot just be that. So for now, and as always, Patrick Mahomes is number 1 in my books. And that will do it, ladies and gentlemen. My God, I apologize for the long video. It's just, I really wanted to give a brief description on every rank. Like, you know, I really wanted to just go in on it. I just don't want to say, oh, I rank a guy here because I rank him here. I want to give actual brief descriptions behind it. So I really hope y'all did enjoy it. Like I said, I'm not a professional by all means. My ranking is probably pretty wrong. You know, please let me down below in the comments what you would have ranked it instead. I really like hearing everybody's opinions, and, you know, I just wanted this to be a fun video and give you my thoughts exactly. Well, with that being said, that will do it, and I will see you on the next Random Recap.